Look at any major European skyline, and the conversation surrounding new development typically revolves around aesthetics. Walk the floor of a major property fair, and you will hear the continuous stream of design terminology. The pitches are built entirely around words like placemaking and iconic towers. But look closely at the actual structure standing in our downtowns, and you quickly notice a strict, inescapable uniformity taking over the built environment. Most of us assume the people working away in architecture studios are the ones making the physical decisions that shape these cities. In reality, by the time an architect is actually hired, the most critical constraints of a building have already been permanently locked into place. The true author of a modern building is rarely a designer with a sketchpad. It is a financial analyst with a spreadsheet. Every large building begins life as a development pro forma. This is the financial model calculating exactly what a project will cost to construct and how much revenue it will generate over time. You might assume the depth of a commercial floor plate is based on the human need for natural daylight. Instead, that specific distance is pushed as deep into the dark interior as possible, dictated entirely by the economics of maximizing leasable area. The vertical space between the floor and the ceiling gets mathematically squeezed, cramming the maximum number of stories just underneath municipal height limits. Even the overall bulk of the structure is driven by the floor area ratio, the strict local limit on total floor space compared to the size of the lot, balanced against the exponential cost of building tall. The architect is eventually handed this pre-calculated mathematical box and tasked merely with applying superficial styling to the exterior. Critics refer to this dynamic as the financialization of architecture. Capital requires low upfront costs and high long-term yields, which systematically overrides human-centric design. When the sole operative brief is to maximize square footage within the local building code, the architectural answers inevitably converge on the exact same shape. No amount of facade detailing applied at the end of the process can undo a physical massing that was already optimized for a yield curve. The spreadsheet itself is not the enemy. It is simply the new arena where design value must be argued and proven. This chart compares the yield of generic inventory against design-led properties, revealing a 15 to 25% premium. Smart developers input generous ceilings and natural light as financial values captured in the model, rather than viewing them as construction costs to be minimized. A developer cannot design their way out of a finalized pro forma that only valued raw square footage. The only way to build a better building is to get into the mathematical model during the concept stage and change what the formula optimizes for. Making these crucial concept stage decisions is exactly what Depix allows you to do. Because design decisions are cheap as a sketch, brutal once tooled. See every angle before you build.